Bonsoir mon ami et bienvenue. S'il vous plaît, je vais très bien et toi? Bien. It's my nice way of saying that you're welcome back to Livestock TV. And in this video, we are going to talk about the deep litter system. Yes, there are so many ways of raising our animals, but this happens to be one of the oldest system of raising animals. However, I want to find out, do you know the advantages and the disadvantages in the use of this system? Are you aware that there are certain principles to follow if you want to use the deep litter system? And also, are you aware that there are things to consider? There are things to consider in the use of this system. Well, some farmers fail because they are not able to follow these simple rules in the use of deep litter system to raise their animals. So these and many more are captured in this video and the subsequent ones. So never fail to come back to watch our subsequent videos. Do not go anywhere. Stay with me and let's discuss this. Thank you and welcome back. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Let's get interactive. We want to find out from you. Do you use the deep litter system in raising your animals? Do you use other systems as well? For example, the K system? Share with us your experience in using the deep litter system. What are some of the advantages and the disadvantages? Do you think that the deep litter system comes with a whole lot of troubles? Let's see your answers in the comment section. Now let's go straight to the point. The deep litter system. This is an old system of raising animals whereby the animals are kept on the floor. However, there are bedding materials or litter materials on which the animals sit. And the reason why we have the bedding materials include provision of heat for the animals, also absorption of the feces, absorption of the water spillages or the animal urine. So it is just to dry up the feces or the water that will drop from the drinkers. So these are the reasons why you might have the litter materials on the floor. Now there are different types of litter materials that you can use in deep litter system. One, you can use sawdust. Two, you can use wood shavings. You can use straw. You can even use shredded papers. There are other materials that you can also use in keeping the deep litter system or in using the deep litter system. It all depends on the availability of the material and how suitable it's going to be for the type of animal you're going to keep. You have to make sure that your litter material is always dry. The moment it gets wet, you are advised to remove it from the coop. Now let's look at some of the practices that make the deep litter system fail some farmers. You see, there is a school of thought that the deep litter system comes with a whole lot of issues. However, let's look at the practices that make this assertion probably true. One, poor management of litter materials. If you do not manage your litter material very well, then it can begin to give you problems. Two, isolation of sick or infected birds or infected animals. The moment you realize that an animal is sick or there is an infection in any of the birds, the first thing you do is to separate this or isolate this bird. You do not have to wait till it infects the other heavier animals with whatever sickness it is suffering from. Three, you have to make sure that there is always good choice of litter material. If you select the wrong litter material, you will begin to have problems. For example, when you look at the age or the stage of your animal, you should always select the appropriate material to use. The next point says that there is what we call nutritional imbalance. Animals that are kept in the deep litter system require slightly different nutritional values or nutritional arrangements. The reason is that animals that are kept in the deep litter system are very aggressive and active, and that they require some level of an increase in energy giving foods. And so you have to make sure that once you are keeping them in the deep litter system, you need to know the right amount of energy to give them in order to keep them active. Says that poor pest control or management. Once you're using the litter material or the bedding material, you are likely to have some form of infestation by lice or mites. And so there's the need to make sure that you have arrangements put in place to control the pest, infestation of pests. Then finally, we are looking at poor handling of feeders and drinkers. You know, once the animals have the liberty or the freedom to move up and down, there's the likelihood that some of the litter materials or the bedding materials will end up in the drinking water or their feed. And so as the manager or as the owner of the farm, it is your responsibility to make sure that you always remove any form of bedding material that drops in the water or in their feed. If you do this and you do it very well, then you will not have any issue with the use of the deep litter system in raising your animals. Thank you for watching this video. In the subsequent videos, we are going to talk more about the advantages and the disadvantages, and also the principles to keep when you are using the deep litter system. Thank you for watching the video, and bye-bye.